Yeah, our beloved Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is compromised again by his friend Mr. Floyd Shivambu. Compromised at least this time around. He's not in the EFF. He's outside. So I don't think the smoke for him will be that much. Because Floyd Shivambu said something very explosive. But there is a bit of inconsistency in what he says and a bit of contradictions. In just a small clip of 1 minute, you'll hear so much contradictions. He mentions that he was in a conversation with the current EFF leadership and Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was also there, and they were speaking about the fact that Julius Malema is not fit to run the country. And they were in a secret cabal discussing that when they were discussing Floyd Shivambu having to leave to go join the MK party. Listen to this, guys.
I don't regret leaving the EFF. It's the best decision I ever took in my political life. Because we're legitimately established. And there was no way that you could dedicate your intellectual muscles and work. And in practice, you realize that this thing which we said we are standing for is not principle. Check the conduct of EFF in government and what gets to legitimate such. That was the best decision ever. And everyone that we spoke to, it's like they were to criminalize Mbuyiseni. I will never trust a person who knew that the deputy president is leaving. And then they isolated Mbuyiseni on the basis that he knew that I'm leaving. It's not only Mbuyiseni. Those comrades knew. We discussed it. And we reached the same conclusion that we are not being fair to society if we say that this comrade can lead this country. All of us agreed with the people who are leading EFF now. That is basically, that is the reality of the situation. The people who are leading EFF now, all of us were unanimous. And then the issue was, what do we do? If I wanted to destabilize, someone is asking, were you sponsored to destabilize the EFF? If I wanted to destabilize the EFF, I could have started a faction inside and caused interactions and this. But then the decision was, let me not destabilize the EFF, let me leave. I never spoke about the EFF anyway. And also in respect of the responsibilities that I had, that if I was national organizer or secretary general and then speak about the EFF, it was going to be confused as if I'm speaking on those platforms on behalf of the organization. In terms of how we got to deal with those issues. Part of, although there were dynamics, like part of the things which I used to appreciate about the EFF was that I knew that foundationally I came with the idea of funding the EFF. It's true. One of the things that used to give me a lot of joy was to see a lot of people whose lives would change, employed by the EFF as councillors, as members of parliament, as staff members, build homes for their parents, buy cars and everything else. I was like, I can't be part of destabilizing an organization that, at least from that point of view, is giving people sustainable livelihoods.
So you heard him, right? We have to break this down proper. He says the EFF only isolated Mbuyiseni Ndlozi because Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was the only one who knew about Floyd. But that's not true. Even many of the current leaders in the EFF today, they were there discussing him having to leave and also discussing the fact that we can't keep on lying to the people of South Africa about the CIC being fit to run South Africa. He's not fit. He's not a fit leader to run. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was there in that conversation. Not just a conversation of Floyd leaving, but the conversation of saying the CIC is not fit to run. Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was there. And many of the current EFF leaders. The only one who was isolated is Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Why are the ones who are currently in the EFF not isolated today? There's a lot to think about there. He also goes on, the contradiction. He says that if he wanted to create problems in the EFF. He could have created a factionalist divisive group within the EFF to collapse the EFF and cause destabilization. But he didn't do that because he didn't want to destroy the EFF, because the EFF is a good organization. It employs people, wara, 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 wara. So if you are not trying to create any divisions in the party, why were you in a meeting secretly outside the CIC? Because the CIC seems to be the only one who didn't know about this meeting. Why did you meet Ndlozi and all these current leaders of the EFF to discuss why you are leaving and to also discuss how the CIC is not fit? Already you were doing secret meetings against the CIC behind his back. Isn't that trying to be divisive, where you may be trying to mobilize people to go and vote for you in the NPA? And in that same meeting, maybe it was only Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi who agreed with you, and the rest didn't agree with you. They said, Yazin, we are not going to vote for you. We are not going to mobilize for you. We don't want you to be the president of the EFF. We are going to be voting with Julius Malema. And they went and voted for Julius Malema because they want him to be the leader of the EFF in the NPA. So Floyd, after hearing that, he thought, Yazin, so these people won't be on my back. The only thing left is that I leave the EFF and discredit it from here onward. In the same clip I played you, he also says that he has never engaged in any bashing of the EFF. He has never engaged in speaking bad about the EFF. How so? Because each and every interview you went after you have left the EFF, you have never spoken about anything else without mentioning the EFF. You speak about other political developments in the country, you speak about other things, but you also speak about the EFF. And the EFF seems to be the most heated topic because you change your facial expression when you speak about it. Go watch all the interviews, guys. Since even the season Pofu watch interview, all of them SAPC interviews since he has left. When he speaks about the EFF, he doesn't say anything good. So he's exposed lying, contradicting himself too. So what does this say about him? Doctor of the society? Really? Doctor of society, you were in that conversation where you were speaking about the demise of the CIC. The CIC is not fit. Why didn't you guys go and contest him in the NPA, Bafetu? Why didn't you follow the constitution which you wrote? The constitution of the cult movement which you wrote. You should have followed the rules. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. But the game needs to be played. Play the game. Don't play the man. Play the ball. You chose the easy way out to leave and go to the MK party. Now the MK party is not giving you lemons. It's giving you amalemoni. You nika swibomu MK party. Now you want to apply the same tactics you applied in the EFF to the MK party, causing doubt to the MK party leadership. I'm not an MK party member, but I will never agree with anything unprincipled. You spoke about principles so much, but you're so unprincipled, my man. You are very unprincipled. We need to call a spade a spade. Guys, Floyd Shivambu doesn't have principles. It doesn't stand for anything. But I'll speak about that on a separate video. Did you guys see and notice what I just showed you in that clip? Did you hear it proper even when I was breaking down for you to understand there's so many contradictions in the things this brother man says? But it is what it is. I thank you very much, guys. Danko.